On day 89, the story unfolds in a desolate ghost town marked by decay, its walls plastered with countless missing person flyers. A family moves through the scene with the utmost caution, barefoot, their silence accentuating the eerie atmosphere. Among them is a young girl with hearing aids, accompanying her ailing brother. Evelyn Abbott, the mother, sifts through prescription bottles to find medicine for Marcus. In the hushed ambiance, Evelyn utilizes sign language to reassure her deaf daughter, Regan, about Marcus's well-being. Regan, noticing her younger brother Beau's futile escape plan involving a rocket, expresses the futility of such attempts. Tension heightens as Regan swiftly intercepts a toy Beau reaches for, her breath heavy. Observing in horror, Lee, the father, hands Regan electronics and puzzlingly pliers, suggesting improvements for the radio. As darkness approaches, Evelyn notifies Lee, and on their silent journey home, Lee dismantles a noisy toy, symbolizing the family's perpetual struggle with noise. Despite the challenges, Regan empathetically returns the toy, acknowledging the harsh reality of their noise-sensitive world. The family retrieves the batteries before embarking on a silent journey along a sand trail. Stealthily navigating train tracks, they reach a bridge with Beau at the end, and Lee carrying Marcus at the front. A sudden noise from a toy halts Lee, causing him to drop Marcus. Racing towards Beau, he's too late, and an alien creature snatches and instantly kills the young boy. 383 days later, on day 472, Regan and her mother navigate the monitored area, marked by Lee's extensive security system. In the basement, news extracts report an alien invasion, noting blind attacks and at least 3 creatures. Lee plays an SOS on the radio, finding no response. Outside, Marcus pretends to drive in a car, while in the cellar, preparations hint at another child. Night falls and Lee reflects on old photos atop the grain silo. Evelyn readies an oxygen tank for an infant, closing a crib as Lee watches the timer. Lights illuminate the farmhouse, and Lee starts a fire on the roof, observing distant fires. Later, as the family enjoys dinner, board games, and laughter, a lantern mishap occurs, swiftly corrected by Lee. As the family remains still, hoping the creatures haven't heard, a loud noise startles them. Lee checks, only to find a raccoon, bringing relief. Yet the creature is closer than they think. Lee heads to his workshop to craft a cochlear implant for his daughter's hearing. Evelyn joins him for a comforting embrace as the day ends. On day 473, the routine continues. Lee ensures silent pathways with sand, and Evelyn, contemplating a quiet birth in 20 days, checks her blood pressure. She listens to her baby's heartbeat with a stethoscope. Regan cautiously explores the farmhouse, navigating painted floorboards to avoid noise. Lee warns her about the basement, offering a cochlear implant. Despite skepticism, he insists it will work. Inside, Evelyn teaches Marcus math until Lee interrupts, signaling it's time to leave. Marcus, fearful, seeks reassurance from his mother, who comforts him, assuring Lee's protection. As Lee prepares to depart, Regan, eager to accompany him, is once again denied. Disheartened, she retreats to her room, trying the ineffective cochlear implant her father gave her. Frustrated, she packs her bag for an unknown destination. Meanwhile, Lee and his son set out to a river with fish traps. Lee breaks his silence, explaining how the river's noise provides cover for the creatures. Back at the house, Evelyn struggles with a heavy bag, unknowingly snagging it on a nail. At the river, a loud waterfall prompts Lee to scream, reassuring his son's safety. Back home, Regan runs off, and Marcus questions his father about her absence. Lee denies blame for Beau's death, but Regan, alone, places the same toy on her brother's grave. The duo encounters a damaged home, stumbling upon an old man. Marcus notices the old man beside them, his deceased wife nearby. Lee signals for silence, but the man ignores, screaming and attracting the creatures. At the house, another crisis arises as Evelyn goes into labor. While heading to the basement, she steps on a nail, causing a loud noise. Suppressing a scream, she changes the outside lighting to red, spotting an alien upstairs. In suspense, she grabs an alarm clock, breathing heavily. Lee and Marcus reach home, but seeing red lights triggers Lee's fight-or-flight response. Inside, Evelyn hides from the approaching alien, desperately trying to silence her breathing. Marcus distracts with fireworks, giving Lee time to enter. Following a blood trail upstairs, Lee believes his wife is dead, only to find her alive with their new baby in the shower. As Marcus heads towards the house, he detects an alien in the bushes and sprints, inadvertently knocking himself out. Lee, holding his wife and newborn, guides them to the cellar. The baby's cry draws aliens, but they seal the entrance just in time. Lee puts an oxygen mask on the baby, placing it in a soundproof crib. Outside, Regan, unknowingly trailed by an alien, reunites with Marcus. Evelyn wakes to the soundproof bunker's surprise, haunted by Beau's memory. Lee reassures her, unaware of the water leak. Regan and Marcus light a silo fire, but Lee, oblivious to the leak, checks security cameras. Water floods the cellar, an alien lurks, and Evelyn maneuvers to protect her baby. Lee, finding Marcus's bag, sees an approaching alien. The rooftop argument ends as Marcus drops, saving Evelyn. Lee, realizing his kids are atop the silo, rushes to rescue them. Regan saves Marcus from burial, but an approaching alien threatens. The children remain hushed as the hatch opens, revealing the alien. Fortunately, Regan's cochlear implant emits a high frequency, repelling the creature. Evelyn witnesses Lee sprinting on cameras and reunites with her family in the basement. Armed with an axe, Lee confronts the alien. Regan's turned-off implant triggers a violent attack, leading to Lee sacrificing himself and expressing his love through screams. Returning to the basement, the family remains wary of lurking aliens. Regan examines her father's creature experiments, while Marcus cradles the newborn. Regan is moved to tears, recognizing her father's unwavering commitment to restoring her hearing. Evelyn consoles her, and the lights flicker as the alien descends the stairs. Evelyn, armed with a shotgun, waits for the perfect shot as Regan activates her implant, causing the alien to convulse. Inspired by her father's work, Regan induces intense pain by placing the implant on speakers, and the creature drops. However, the gunshot attracts more aliens. In A Quiet Place Part 2, the narrative rewinds to day 1, portraying Lee's routine, family moments, and a baseball game. EMT is intrigued by the dive sign, demonstrated by Regan. Panic ensues at the game's abrupt end, and chaos unfolds as everyone rushes home. Lee, with a dead car, talks to a police officer. Amidst the chaos, Evelyn's car is struck by an alien, and a bus hurtles toward Marcus. Reversing, Evelyn spots an alien on the bus. Lee protects Regan, witnessing a gruesome shop scene. Sacrificing himself, the officer shields the family. On day 474, after the first film's chaos, the Abbotts flee their burning home. Instructing Marcus and Regan to wait, Evelyn retrieves an oxygen tank from the submerged cellar. Simultaneously, Regan, determined to signal, cuts an amplifier wire, igniting a fire. Observing similar distress fires, Evelyn uses Lee's map and watches as guides for their journey. Carefully navigating Lee's designated route, the family shifts from sandy terrain to the sound of dry leaves rustling beneath their feet. Evelyn and Regan move the baby in a soundproof crib with an oxygen tank, maintaining silence. Navigating train tracks, Evelyn accidentally triggers a hidden observer with a gun when the baby cries, causing chaos. Marcus steps into a bear trap, and an alien threat is spotted. Regan disorients the creature, allowing Evelyn to eliminate it. Seeking refuge, they meet a man signaling silence, guiding them to a soundproof vault, revealing knowledge of their origin. EMT responds to Evelyn, opening the vault for fresh air. Handing her alcohol, he closes the door while she tends to Marcus's wound. Regan examines EMT's drawing, prompting him to hide it. Opening the vault, Regan uses headphones on Marcus, playing static noise for relaxation. Evelyn questions EMT about making aliens go crazy, and he explains the microphone's effect, revealing his family's tragic fate. EMT discloses the significance of Lee's nightly flame recognition to Evelyn. Marcus surprises Evelyn by waking to music, a tune unheard by Lee for months, explained by EMT. Regan's rudeness compels EMT to insist they depart by tomorrow. That night, Regan awakens Marcus, unveiling a soundproof vault with a timer. Proposing a plan to follow train tracks to a remote island, she intends to use a radio station to expose aliens with her implant's frequency. Disapproving, Marcus threatens to inform Evelyn. The next morning, Marcus discovers Regan's note, revealing her plan. Despite resistance, EMT succumbs to guilt tripping, agreeing to bring back Regan. Armed, Regan traverses destroyed train tracks, encountering an alien on a train. Using a stereo to harm it, EMT saves her. Attempting to communicate their survival plan to a deaf Regan, EMT faces a dilemma. Dismissing his argument, Regan claims the home is where her family is. Later, she finds her hearing implant and EMT missing. Distraught, she sits outside, crying. EMT informs her about a boat back to Evelyn and Marcus. As Evelyn quietly exits their underground abode, Marcus resists her departure, but she reassures him about the baby. EMT and Regan embark on a trek to Bridges, spotting the boat. Meanwhile, Evelyn, haunted by her child's death, visits his grave, leaving her ring. Marcus tends to the baby but finds little oxygen. Evelyn gathers supplies from a pharmacy, while EMT and Regan encounter a distressed girl on a wharf. In seconds, they're surrounded, prompting Marcus to grab his baby brother, an almost depleted oxygen tank. He rushes towards the vault, securing the stereo and locking the door, realizing he has trapped himself inside. Evelyn hears a loud bang, finding a hole in the floor. Marcus hyperventilates, checking on his brother, while outside his mother fires a bullet, distracting the creature. At the wharf, the man snatches Regan's earpiece, leading her away. Evelyn confronts an alien, and EMT instructs Regan to dive. Blowing up an oxygen tank, Evelyn and EMT escape, causing chaos. Back at Evelyn's vault, Marcus and the baby swap the oxygen mask. Evelyn tiptoes past the distracted alien, ensuring Marcus gets the needed oxygen. Evelyn closes the vault, and Regan, with EMT, begins their journey to the island. Hiding on a hill, they observe families with lights on. Among them, EMT greets the main man, explaining they found the island through the radio station. The man recounts the initial invasion, describing chaos as people loaded onto boats, with only 2 escaping. EMT, seeking hope, hands Regan's cochlear implant to the island's leader, who promises to broadcast its high frequency. The next morning, he apologizes for doubting Regan, informing her about the radio station's plan. At the beach, EMT hears a knock, discovering the alien's arrival. During family fun, he lures the creature, sacrificing himself. Regan and EMT hide, while Evelyn and Marcus, facing depleting oxygen in the vault, struggle. EMT opens a window for Regan, who lands with a noise, alerting the alien. Simultaneously, Evelyn opens the vault door, and the hidden alien awaits their emergence. Realizing the danger, Evelyn dashes towards the closing vault, but the creature manages to stick its arm inside. The trio huddles at the back, out of its reach. Simultaneously, Regan opens a squeaky door, attracting the alien's attention. EMT shields Regan, slamming her door shut. Regan activates the high frequency, temporarily affecting the alien. However, Evelyn is stabbed in the leg. Undeterred, Regan places her implant on the radio microphone, causing her creature to go berserk. Marcus hears this on the radio and turns the stereo to full blast. With both creatures disoriented, Marcus and Regan seize weapons, approaching and ultimately defeating them together. And thus, their harrowing ordeal comes to an end.